Hello and welcome to another edition of the IceCaps Weekly Wrap. I'm Amy Johnson, and as you can see, we've taken the Weekly Wrap on the road with us this week. We're here in Toronto at Ricoh Coliseum, getting ready for the second of a back-to-back between the IceCaps and the Marlies. But before we get to that, let's take a look at what's happened so far this week. It's been an outstanding week for the IceCaps. They started the week in Binghamton on Tuesday night with a resounding 4-1 win against the Senators. Nick Sherbak scored within about a minute of the puck drop at the opening faceoff. David Brohl had his first goal of the season. Stefan Matteau had a goal, and Charles Hudon scored on the power play. So it was a wonderful statement win for the IceCaps, especially after dropping the first two games of the road trip the previous weekend. And so that took them then to a very challenging and a couple of tough matchups into this weekend. Friday night, the IceCaps traveled to Rochester to take on the Rochester Americans. This one ended up going to the shootout. Jeremy Gregoire had a goal in this one, as did Mark Barberio and Marcus Eisenschmidt. Went to shootout in this one, and Stefan Matteau potted the shootout winner for another victory for the IceCaps. They then boarded a bus late that night, drove to Toronto, where they set up for an early evening match on Saturday against the Marlies. Always a tough game against the Toronto rivalry, and they came out victorious in this one as well. Marcus Eisenschmidt had another goal in this one, and Captain Max Freeberg also potted one for the IceCaps. They managed to keep the Marlies out of the net, and Jan Denis stood on his head, had a very good game in between the pipes for the IceCaps. As far as transactions for the week, there were only two. Charles Hudon was actually called up just after his performance in Binghamton. He was called up and actually had an assist with the Montreal Canadiens this week. Sven Andrighetto was then sent back down on Friday and played Friday night with played on Saturday with the IceCaps. So looking forward to this coming week. There's two games once the IceCaps head back to the Rock on St. John's. They welcome the Providence Bruins to St. John's next weekend, and they will play Friday and Saturday night against Providence. Both of those games begin at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Newfoundland time. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at the AHL Report, and we'll be back for you next week with another great edition of the IceCaps Weekly Wrap. Thanks for watching. I'm Amy Johnson.